back to another on my channel. Today's video is going to be about the Athena palette. It's literally Bad Habits newest edition. It's the Athena palette, 18 color eyeshadow palette, and it is beautiful. The packaging, I will definitely be showing you up close, which I'm probably doing now. And then there's the outer casing. It has like a gold detailing with like reflex, and then the palette itself is actually ombre of pink and purple. Here's the sad part, guys. And then there's the inside. I'm showing you a close-up because my palette literally fell apart. Like, the eye look I got on right now is out of this palette, but my palette fell apart. And what I mean by fell apart, one of the shadows, the shadow named Fierce, fell out. This is the empty pan. Darling, this is all the first day I got it, so I got it on like Saturday, I think last Saturday. And this is the tissue from the Darling falling out, the glitter. And then this is Fierce, which fell out everywhere. So I was avoiding doing this video for so long. It's because I really wanted to like this palette. I don't know, maybe I got a defective one. Like, I don't want to say it's their fault, but in so many words, it's their fault. You feel me? Like, there's no way. I've gotten palettes like this, and I do my reviews usually, I do them weekly, so sometimes it'll be at the end of the week like today, or it'll be at the beginning of the week. And this didn't happen with their other palette. I don't know what's happening. I can't even, I'm gonna swatch these, but just keep in mind I've only used this palette twice. Once last week and once this week. I don't know if something happened to it while it was shipping, that it was already like broken already, but this is what I'm left with. A missing shadow, halfway broken, and these two were also broken. I just pressed them back in. Can't really see that, but I'll give an up close on those two. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to still review this for what's left, but I don't feel like I could give a fair review until I get a new one, like until I'm able to purchase the new one. So we just gonna go off this broken palette that I have. Okay, now for the swatches. I'm trying to swatch Fierce, but the pan is so small, like what's left in the pan, that it's only giving off this small like glisten. And then swatch Triumph, which is like this gray, it's like granite type of feel. Then there's Velour. Velour is a pink like blush tone that I used in the crease. Purity is literally a yellow that just blends out, it just blends away. Then Truth is a greenish brown color. It looks like something from the Anastasia, like that palette I did. It looks like that. It's just to deepen up a color. Then there's Heroic. Heroic is like a brick red. It's really nice, and I used it today. It's really beautiful. Gleam. Gleam is a duochrome. Most of these shimmers are duochrome. That one is like a blue and purple. Then there's Epic, a pink and blue duochrome. Then there's Medusa. Medusa is a pink and yellow almost duochrome. Then there's Justice. Justice is this nice rich purple. Then there's Lure, a bright orange. Power is just a regular looking red, a little bit deeper than the red, your average looking red. Divine is almost a match to Heroic, like how brick colors. That one isn't a duochrome though. Cunning, it's a yellow and with a pink duochrome. It's really pretty, and when you mix it with Wisdom, it gives off this really nice shimmer. And Wisdom is just a single chrome. It's a nice purple. And then Prize is a nice dark red shimmer. Then there's Darling. I wanted Darling to be better than that, but Darling is just simply a glitter that I only have half of. And then there's Clever, which is just a brown. Now that I've shown you the struggle swatches of me only having basically half of my palette, not half, but like having to struggle with these because they're really, I would assume, light pressed. I don't know much about the manufacturing process of makeup, but I know that shadows have to be pressed, and I would assume they were light pressed, but I just feel like they should have been done the same way as the Aphrodite palette. This one gives me no problems. It hasn't broken down. Nothing has fell out. And literally, I used that palette way more than this. Like, I used this literally 2 times and it's fell apart. And it was only $10. So I would say you get what you pay for, but I can't help but not say that because in comparison to the Aphrodite, which was $10 retail as well, and this one actually now is $12. I feel like the Aphrodite is worth $12, but I don't think this is worth the money because the way the palette construction, it might be beautiful, it might be more detailed than the Aphrodite, but it all comes down to quality. I know I love packaging, I know I'm like a packaging freak, but if I'm going to spend my hard-earned money, and it's hard-earned because I go to work, I just would not spend it on this. Like, if I have to buy this twice, I'm even second guessing buying it again because I want to give it a fair review, but just from how it looks now, I wouldn't bet on it, you know. And I wanted to rate this a good rating. Like, don't get me wrong, the pigment has not changed. Any of that has not changed. They go on buttery soft, but it's just the palette's construction. It's no way my palette, it's only been a week of me owning this and it looks like this. I'm sorry, but my rating for this is going to have to be a 5 out of 10. 5 being because the pigment is still there, I like that, and the packaging is great, but the quality of the press of the shadows is not there, so that's why it got such a low rating, even though it has pigmentation and it has duochromes and all of those wonderful things. But if I'm not able to use them and they're literally falling out, it's no worth to me because they're pigmented. Now they're pigmented on my floor. Like, I can't use eyeshadow that's fell on the floor. I can't use them that's coming out of napkins that I have saved to show you guys. So I just gave it a 5 because I think the next time they'll make a palette like the Prism palette, I would assume they would take their time and help all of the consumers out like me and you to want to buy their palettes more than just having something pretty like this. And it's quality over quantity, guys. So you can put out a million palettes, but if none of them are quality, and then we have reviews like me to show you they're not worth the money, will they sell? No. So I just think that's a bad thing on the business side. But other than that, the pigment, the packaging's cute, but just fix this palette construction, please, for me. Thank you. And I hope you love this video as much as I love you. And I hope I'm doing a good job on my channel. Tell me anything you could change while it's still before the new year. And yeah, see you guys in my next one. Bye.